Take two. Let's see who jumps in. See who joins. Who joins? We're gonna have a lot to talk about. So let's see who fills in the chat. Oh yeah, this is good stuff. Coconut water, the original, is good. I like using this when I'm making my smoothies. So I got one person. Let me know who you are. For those of you that are coming in, hit the like button, share. There's gonna be some important information that's gonna be flowing. So let me just make sure I'm good over here on my end. Make sure everything's good. Using some new equipment, so gotta make sure we're good. Let's see if the stream here didn't work. Okay, good. All right, I'm good. Yeah, the StreamYard, first time using this, so I gotta get familiar with the settings, and it seemed like my camera was on, but when I went live, it was just dark. So I don't know if it takes a time for it to get connected or what. I don't know. I gotta figure out another time. I'm kind of pressed for time. I'm supposed to start at 7. I was just trying to get myself together and this equipment together. So let's go into it. Wow, today's Saturday. Happy Saturday, y'all. Great evening for those that are coming in. So there's a lot to talk about. We're going into the summer solstice tomorrow. Not only that, it's the summer solstice, but it's also Father's Day. No coincidence that tomorrow is also Sunday. Okay, and we're dealing nothing with the energies of the Son and the Father, right? Like I did a live the other day on Facebook. It was a short live. I talked about the Son, how religious folks have everything so backwards and not understanding the meaning of the Father and Son. They don't realize that the Son, Jesus, right, is really the Son. You get what I'm saying? So we're talking about the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Son being the Holy Spirit that feeds your spirit. You get what I'm saying? So when we look at the summer solstice and the Father's Day, it goes hand in hand. Okay. Remember, we are made in the image and likeness of the creators, right? So the Father is the image of the Father. Okay. The masculine, the master, the protector, the guardian. You get what I'm saying? So when we think about the Son, you already know how we have if you've been paying attention and been watching me for quite some time already, you already know how we have an internal Sun within ourselves. Okay, that's what we call the solar plexus. There's no coincidence even with the solar. You get Sol. That's the Sun. Think about even the solstice. When we look at the word solstice, we're also looking at soul, not just soul, but we're looking at the sun. Okay, so all this is coming hand in hand. Again, you can't have a separation of the mother and the father. The mother and father is always in union, or should be in union, right? So, being tomorrow that's Father's Day, it's all about connection. It's all about integration. It's all about coming together with yourself, as one, and being. You see, Father's Day, how they want to be always talking about celebration and cookouts and stuff like that. All that is fine and dandy, but you have to realize what the whole meaning of father is, and the connection you have to the son. Remember how I say many times, I was within, so without. You get what I'm saying? As above, so below. Also, it's the same thing. You are below the sun. Therefore, the son feeds you, right? The father. Okay. Remember how I said many times how the children of the sun, how they eat the sun, or the father feeds them, feeds the children. How does the father feed you? It feeds you through your pineal gland, through your pineapple. Even in the Bible, it talks about the pineal. It's just spelled differently. How you come face to face with God, and people don't realize that every time you're going face to face with the Son, you're going face to face with the Creator. Get what I'm saying? I was trying to get to my. I had to turn off my VPN really quick and get into my Facebook. I wanted to bring up that also that post I did it last time about the Son, and it went into detail about the whole scripture. See if I can find it in here. See, the Bible, it's nothing but, it's pretty much nothing but a puzzle that you have to understand it word by word. And people really literally take it literally. You can't see God. God, you can't see him. He's not noticeable. You can't see him. You can't stare into him. You get what I'm saying? But you can't. You stare right into the sun. What does it do? The sun feeds you. So yeah, I can't seem to get into this. Turn this VPN off for some reason. Who remembers what that Bible verse was when they're talking about the Peniel? Because I can't seem to find it. Let me see. Maybe I can find it on my phone really quick. All right. Yeah, because for some reason my VPN doesn't want to get turned off. And while it's on, I can't log into my Facebook. It won't let me do it. But I have it somewhere here. Just bear with me. This is gonna get very interesting. What I'm about to go ahead and talk about. Okay, I found it. All right. In Genesis 32:30, right? It says so Jacob. It says so Jacob called the place the Peniel. Okay, saying it is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared. In Genesis 32:30, the King James Version, and Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Remember how I said how they change the words around? You always gotta look at words for you to better understand what they're saying. Again, the Peniel is your mind's eye. Our ancient Kemetic ancestors understood that. They understood how the sun was part of the great creation, and the sun fed its children. A lot of us don't understand that. A lot of people are really lost and don't understand the whole meaning of the whole Father and Son and the Holy Spirit. Okay, they really think that's the Holy Trinity. That's not the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity has always been Mother, Father, and Child. Our ancient ancestors knew that science. They understood that concept. It is us. It is us that didn't understand that because of the programming of that Bible. You get what I'm saying? So when we start to able to understand what that Bible's talking about, we better we seem to open up more to what it's really saying, as far as trying to read it between, like, trying to read it and better read it between the lines, because it's going to confuse you if one doesn't really read right what they're reading and gathering the information. You see, the Bible, a lot of the scriptures that are in the Bible is coming back from the ancient Kemetic. It's coming back from our ancient ancestors, especially like the Book of the Dead for one. So of course they're gonna turn it, mix it around, and confuse you, because this is really your studies. This is really what your ancestors studied. This is this is what they would live on, right? They understood the science. They didn't have a religious background. The ancestors were more spiritual. They understood everything with a spiritual lens. They understood everything from here. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people are scared of this because of the Bible. They want to say the Bible. They want to say that this right here is evil. Okay, but yet it's in the Bible. You know, remember, they're gonna put truth in the Bible. They're gonna scramble it up and make it seem something else. That people literally think that they're gonna see God. No, God is up. That's the image of God. Just like Mother Nature is the image of Mother. That's what I'm saying. You can never have the separation of mother and father if they're always together. You know what I'm saying? Because you're always going to see the image of mother and father, and especially those that are in union, or they have a child or their children, right? That is the image of that, of really the Holy Trinity. So there's no coincidence that tomorrow is Father's Day and it's on Sunday. What is Sunday? Sun, SUNSON. Okay, and the sun carries that masculine energy, right? Just like the moon is the feminine energy. And put it like, even for instance too, like day and night, night and day, right? You need the moon and you need the sun. Just like when you're a parent, you get what I'm saying? You can't really raise your child as a single parent. You get what I mean? Many times we find ourselves raising our children by ourselves for whatever the reason is. You know what I mean? But many times when we do that, especially single mothers that have a child that they're raising solo, that child is missing that father figure. So therefore, when the child's missing a father figure, the child is pretty much like, how can I put this, on his own, trying to learn how to be a man, especially if he's a son. You get what I'm saying? It's like the mother cannot teach the son to be a father. The father needs to teach the son to be a man. You know, not saying that it's not possible that the mother cannot teach the son how to be a father, be a man, because it's very possible. Especially if the woman, the mother, knows that she's a divine feminine and a divine masculine. We see a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are separated from that concept. They can't understand that. They're very separated from themselves because of the programming. You know what I'm saying? So when you're programmed, are you really partaking in something that you need to go ahead and understand how to pretty much integrate with one, and then especially with your family as a whole unit? When there's separation, there's disconnection. That's just how a lot of times we find ourselves disconnected. You get what I'm saying? Especially as a father, especially being a father. Being a father isn't something easy, just like being a mother is not something easy. It's trippy because we don't come, we don't come with a fucking menu, right? Like, say, like, there's a textbook that's gonna show you how to be a parent. That's something learned. That's something taught. You get what I'm saying? Like myself, for instance, I didn't have my father around when I was younger. I was very rebellious. The streets was more of my father. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't have a father to teach me how to be a father. Nor that I had my grandfathers to teach me how to be a father, because my grandfathers had already made a transition where I had to learn how to be a father all on my own. You get what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard to go ahead and especially be a single parent. But again, it's not impossible. You get what I'm saying? But it is hard. So a lot of times when kids are out, especially boys, what they do, they're rebellious. One, two, they find something to replace that what they're missing at home. You get what I'm saying? And many times, what happens? They go to the streets. You get what I'm saying? They go to the streets. When you have separation of the father out the household, that's when you have more chaos in the streets. Because whenever there's separation of the father out the household, that child is looking for that father figure. And many times when they find a father figure, they find a father figure the wrong direction. You get what I'm saying? And that's how I was too. I was looking in the wrong direction for that figure. Although I know that it was necessary for me to go what I had to go through as a youngster, but it was just me trying to find that gap I was missing. You get what I'm saying? So when we think about the importance of the mother and the father, see, it's like we shouldn't have to have a holiday for us to be remembered that we are such that, right? The the mother or father. You get what I'm saying? But we have to understand the meaning too of what is this whole Father's Day. You see, whenever you're integrating with the sun, what does the sun bring you? The sun could bring you it bring you growth. The sun brings you journey. The sun brings you connection. Because of course, when you're outside enjoying the summer, what are you doing? You're connecting more with nature. You're connecting more with that mother. You get what I'm saying? So you're utilizing these energies. And there's no coincidence also that tomorrow is the beginning of cancer season. Cancer is all about balance. It's the water, the element of water. That cancer energy is also the energy that what they say the cancers are the moon child. Okay, the children of the moon. This is like how you have the children of the sun, you have the children of the moon as well. So when we look at all these energies, we start tapping into these energies because these energies are you. It brings more connection to yourself. It's all about integrating, not separation. Get what I'm saying? So when the child is separated from its father, he's looking for an outsource. He's looking for an outsource. So it's very important, like for single mothers that have sons, to find them a mentor, find them a role model that he can look up to, because it's very hard, especially now. How the see the streets ain't the same how when I used to be out there in the streets. You get what I'm saying? There's more murder. There's more violence. It's like there's no more leadership out there in the streets how we used to have leadership back in the day. The leadership is gone. So you have lot of lot of delinquents out there being very rebellious. Let me tell you why too. Because this is the time where we dealing with a lot of energy. See the sun can either be your friend or your enemy. Because remember, what does fire do? What is the sun? The sun is considered to be an element of fire. So when the element of fire is lit and you're not well hydrated and you're not, suited up and taking care of your vessel, that sun can burn you. It's like being in a desert without water for a long period of time, you're gonna die. That sun can kill you. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. How we, like I said many times, as within, so without. So what can a son do? Especially if a son is out there rebellious. This is why we have a lot of children out there being violent, because there's a lot of energies that are coming in that they can't understand these energies. And a lot of these children out there are very rebellious because they carry that that warrior spirit, that warrior spirit within themselves. And I know exactly what that is because I was still am with a warrior spirit, right? But I know how to channel that energy now. I know how to handle that energy. Before I didn't know how to handle that energy. So what I would do, I was very, very rebellious, aggressive. Not only that, I was dealing a lot with my demonic nature, my lower self. So there's a lot of children out there dealing with this spiritual energy and not knowing how to deal with this energy. So they're doing what they feel they have to do out there. I remember when I was younger, when I was in house arrest, I wrote something a while back. It was talking about how the how the gangbangers are the warriors of the night. we were the guardians of the night. And too bad I don't have those that writing because I'm. It was a few books, few new books I wrote in during that time I was in house arrest, and I used to write a lot. And it, if I'm trying to remember what I wrote, but I know it was had to do a lot with the warriors of the night, right? These were the guardians of the night. You get what I'm saying? And the same set in the same sense is still it's still what it is. They are the guardians of the night, but they don't know how to be the guardians because there's really no leaders out there to lead them how to deal with these energies. Especially if there's no knowledge of self within the home, how is there going to be knowledge of self within the child? How is that child going to know himself for who or what that child is? So they're going to have these energies regardless. You get what I'm saying? Like I know for a fact my 5-year-old has that spirit warrior inside him. You get what I'm saying? It's like when I look at him, I'm looking at me all over again. You know what I mean? So when we have children out there that don't have no purpose, they're looking to the streets for a purpose. They're looking for the streets for their purpose, especially if they don't have that role model or that father figure. You get what I'm saying? Like I've said, man, like we this being a parent, it's not easy, and it's never supposed to be easy. I'm going back to what I was saying. How if a father doesn't have someone to tell him how to be a father, we don't. It's not like we come with a menu. You get what I'm saying? Like how to be a parent. That doesn't happen. We have to learn from experience how to be a parent, or many times it be taught to you, right? But like I said, your father or your grandfather, you know. So I remember even Immortal Technique said that, and that's why I brought that up too, because going back to what he said, I remember hearing that one day too, and it just like it touched my heart, and it made me like brought the tears out of me because I was like, man, he's right. I didn't have a father to really to tell me how to be a father. You get what I'm saying? Or I didn't have my grandparents to tell me, mijo, haz cosas así como esto or aquí, do things like this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that. I didn't have that growing up, so I had to learn a lot of things on my own. One thing for sure is that not that long ago, I remember talking to myself, like, man, yeah, I didn't have that father, but I wasn't taught to also connect with source. Let the source guide you. You know what I'm saying? To teach you, let the father, right? To teach you. If you find that connection with source, the source is gonna be able to teach you and show you. You get what I'm saying? It's just the thing of me understanding that. It took me a long time to really be like, damn, all this time I was like thinking I was fatherless, but I had the main source right there. All I had to do was acknowledge it. Just like for instance, when you acknowledge the sun, not literally taking that Bible verse of seeing God face to face, literally. You see the creator time. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times we find ourselves not knowing certain things because we lack connection. When you start understanding the connection, you start. Ah, this thing is almost spill it. I like the way it smells. No, too lit. Sandalwood smells good. So when you start understanding the connection that you have, it's like that this whole experience of life starts to have more purpose and meaning. You get what I'm saying? It's about having purpose. And what's the meaning behind the purpose? This is why we have a lot of children lost because they lack that, either it's the mother or the father. You get what I'm saying? Like daughters need their fathers as well. Sons need their mothers as well, just like they need their father, right? It goes hand in hand. So when you're missing that other ingredient, what does it do to that child? You know what I mean? Especially like, think about this. Why do many fathers abandon shit? They abandon shit because they were never taught how to be father. And then not only that, they lost the connection. They never found that connection that they needed. Which source? That's what I'm saying. A lot of us are so disconnected. And that we don't even understand, like for instance, what is summer solstice? What is why is it together? None of it's a coincidence. How we have everything. Everything is made by design, for one. Once you understand how everything is made by design, that's when you start to understand that you're part of that big design. You get what I'm saying? You're part of that. So it's very important to understand what what is this all this what is this whole thing with Father's Day, and what is this whole thing with the summer solstice, and what's the connection to the sun? He says Father's Day is made by human. Yeah, it's made by human, but there's a meaning behind that. It is a meaning behind that. Every holiday is made by human, but there's a meaning behind every holiday. You know, when we start to realize what is the summer solstice and what is Father's Day, you understand these energies. It's all about energy. It's all about energy. We're dealing with the masculine energy. We're dealing with the masculine force. We're dealing with the protector, the guardian, the teacher. You get what I'm saying? The provider. Now saying that the woman feminine is not a provider. You get what I'm saying? But this is what we're dealing with. These energies. This is what I'm saying. Why is it that they have to have a day, such a day, if fathers and mothers should be recognized every day? You get what I'm saying? But there's a reason why they do that. There's always a reason behind everything. You get what I'm saying? But like I say, what is the this? It's about, you see, put it like this. When you're in winter, what are you doing in winter? You're hibernating. Or what I like to say, going hermit mode, right? You're integrating your mind, your thoughts, you're coming together, and you're putting down your goals, your plans, and you're trying to plant them seeds, right? And this, in winter, coming out of winter, going into spring, what is that? The seeds are planted. They're starting to grow, right? Summer is what? Harvest. They're already being harvested. Just like, put it like this. Think about when a woman and a man are together, they're creating a life. The man is planting the seed, right? The woman is receiving that seed in her garden, right? The the seed that comes out the womb. It's the same thing like how you have the son as being the father and the son, then you have nature being the mother. The son leaves seeds, drops the seeds into the ground as well, and mother grows them. So it's just like, for instance, the same thing goes with now. How when you're planting the seeds for spring and then in summer the harvest, what is the sun? The sun is all about experience. It's all about connection. It's all about reset. It's all about being renewed. You get what I'm saying? It's all about being renewed. You know what I mean? What does the sun do? It feeds you. It feeds your pineal gland, right? It doesn't eat you. Like for instance, what was Saturn? Like today's Saturday, right? Today's Saturday. What is Saturn again? Father time. He who eats the children. A lot of yous are under that Saturn energy when yous are working a 9 to 5, 7 days out of a week. Some of you work 6 days out of the week. Some of you don't. But that's what that is. That Saturn energy is is the time eating your energy. You get what I'm saying? This is why it's important to have your own work to create. What is the sun? Creation. What did the father do? He creates. Okay? A father creates. He plants seeds. This is why think about this. Why is it that in many indigenous communities, black and brown communities, you had a lot of you have a lot of drugs, gangs, and alcohol. Why is that? Because a lot of it's all by design for one, okay? But they know that there's a lot of broken homes. There's a lot of broken homes. Like here in Chicago, wow. As soon as it starts getting hot, there's a lot of murders in Chicago, nonstop. As soon as it starts getting hot, it's like that's all you hear in these communities, and it's always done to themselves. They don't need an enemy outside of them. They are their own enemy. But why? Because lack of knowing themselves and lack of that father to know himself. You get what I'm saying? When you have lack within yourself, you're lacking everything outside of you. Everything that you do is a reflection of you. If you slack, you're lacking. You get what I'm saying? So going back to father, right? Who's the father? What does the father do? You know what I'm saying? But I do understand why there's a lot of absent fathers. You get what I'm saying? I get that because it's not fucking easy. And there's a lot of fathers out there that didn't have a father themselves. So it was a fucking it was like a what a revolving door or something that just kept fucking going on and continuing that cycle. How their father probably didn't have a father and so forth. So it was a cycle that kept repeating itself. It was never broken. Remember, everything is cycles, especially life. Life is all about a cycle. Why you think when you're learning how to ride a bike, you have four fucking wheels? You get what I'm saying? Some bikes have the two wheels in the back and then one wheel in the front because you barely learn how to ride the bike. But then when you're able to get off that I'm sorry, it was not even four wheels. It's three wheels. You get off the three wheels. Now you go ahead and use a. Then that's when you get one, two, the three, four wheels. You get the training wheels, right? That's an upgrade for a child. And then you move up the ladder and you take off the training wheels, and now you're just using the two wheels. That's the growth, the cycles of life. So cycles normally get repeated because there's always something missing. It is hard to break cycles, and those that have been breaking cycles, I salute you for that because it's not fucking easy, but it's necessary to break cycles. You get what I'm saying? Very necessary to break cycles. You know. So going back to like I said, when there's a missing ingredient in the home, the child is out there looking. And I speak from experience because I know what that's like. Like I said, I'm thankful that my mother was able to raise me and teach me certain things, but she wasn't a man. You get what I'm saying? But she still was able to raise me up. You know, but I had to go ahead. I was out there in the streets, and the streets became my father. Everything I learned, how to fight, how to defend myself, how to do anything, I learned from out there. You get what I'm saying? That's what I've learned. But I didn't learn anything else besides that. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't like when I was fucking 18 years old, started having children, and like I knew what the fuck I was doing. Especially coming out the hood and to and to be like, okay, well now I'm leaving that life alone. I'm no longer part of that. So now I'm over here. And I remember when I used to think to myself, damn, I remember how when I went out there in the street, that was a lot easier than to be doing this. This is why a lot of men would rather just walk away from their family and just be out in the street. Because it is, and not saying that it wasn't I'm not saying that it was so fucking easy to be out there because it was dangerous as fuck to be out there. You have to be on your P's and Q's to be out there. But it was easier than being a parent or a husband. You get what I'm saying? But it wasn't where like it wasn't able to you weren't able to do it or I wasn't able to do it. You get what I'm saying? It was the experience that I gathered from that. Just like the experience of life. You get what I'm saying? So what is the summer? It's about experiencing life, right? It's about connection and connecting with yourself as well. You get what I'm saying? So when we understand what is the summer solstice and what is Father's Day and why is it important? Because it's very important, especially when you understand the meaning metaphysically. and physically. Terry, what's up, my brother? You get what I'm saying? It's about understanding these the meaning behind everything, the energies. You see, we go through life many times nonchalant. Just because you have a job and you have a car and whatnot, you're just living the material world. You're not connecting with the spiritual. You're not just material. You're not just a physical being. You're a multidimensional being, meaning you're but much more than just the physical. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying, that it's hard for, for anyone as a mother, father, and a child to go on through these cycles, not having those ingredients, the separations, the separation. When you're separated from yourself mentally, you're cut off physically. If you're cut off physically, you're lacking everything spiritually. You get what I'm saying? You're not just this vessel. You get what I'm saying? You're not just this vessel. We're much more than just this vessel. When you start to understand that exactly what is your purpose and who you are, you move differently. Especially how to utilize these energies. Like I said, how there's a lot of children out there that are spiritual warriors, and they don't know how to release that energy, or how to utilize that energy, so they're using it wrongly. But they're doing exactly what they're doing because they're using that warrior energy. What does a warrior do? He's out at war. He's fighting. What do you think they're doing out there? They're at war with each other. Many times they're at just war with themselves because they have separation from themselves. They don't understand that. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of separation, but that's for a purpose. All that separation is made by design as well. Like I said, why you think they have drugs and fucking alcohol corner every fucking where you look at? There's a fucking liquor store in every fucking corner. Why is that? Why is that they have so many fucking fast food joints, nothing healthy, and we're all consuming this shit? Why is that? Because what is it doing? It's fucking with your fucking physical. It's fucking with your physical body, poison you physically, and it's attacking you mentally. And when you're fucking attacked mentally, it's fucking you up spiritually. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you're drinking and wilding out. What does the sun do? Did you see how the moon can change somebody's attitude like this? Is the energy. Everything on this earth is about energy. Everything on this earth is energy. It all has energy signatures. There's a lot of cities, a lot of main cities, and Chicago's one of them, that are placed on top of power grid, a power source. A lot of these cities have crystals, and a lot of these cities with the crystals, they're pulling energy and releasing energy. You get what I'm saying? So this is why they have liquor stores and drugs in every indigenous community. And this is why they have fathers so lost, because they know when the father's when the father's absent, when the father is missing, what goes on to those children, what happens to those children, especially the time we're in now, how everything is so different. Nothing the way it used to be when it, like, say, like me when I was growing up. That era, It's very different to the era we see now. Nowadays, motherfuckers don't want to fight. They want to pull out that thing on you right away and just take your head off. This is what's happening out there because the energies are so. See, we have so much energy that's low and high. We have high entities and we got low entities that are out there. You get what I'm saying? In these CDs. Why? Because the energies are stronger. We just got off the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse was with a full moon as well. The full moon was what? In Gemini. What did the Gemini represent? The negative and positive. Your darkness, your light. You get what I'm saying? That's what it was about. Again, what did I say about the solar? What does the soul do? What does the sun do? It can either cook you or feed you, depending on you. You get what I'm saying? You know? And when you start to understand too how you inner sun in you, and guess what that inner sun is? Is the essence of the spiritual warrior. Start studying your chakras. Very important. The solar plexus, they use nothing with that spiritual warrior energy. You see, like for instance, I'm a Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. We're talking about the god of war. We're talking about that god of war energy. And how was I able to utilize that energy? When I was out there in the hood. Be my Lord nature. Be my Lord self. You get what I'm saying? Handling that energy. You get what I'm saying? This is what it is right now too. The same thing. How you have a lot of children out there with the missing link. When you have missing links and broken homes, that's a bad recipe. This is why we have so much chaos and a lot of hot cities, especially the summer. Summer does something to a person, especially if you're walking around on low vibration and you're drinking alcohol. What does alcohol do? It lowers more your vibration. And what does alcohol carry? Spirit. Look it up. Drugs also lowers your vibration. You're a vessel to different entities that are just going into your vessel and taking over. Just like the moon could have somebody react differently because if it's a full moon, there's somebody out there woofing out or wilding out. The same thing goes for the sun. The sun could make you wild out, especially if it's hot and you're under the influence. You get what I'm saying? There's no coincidence. It's just happening more and more now. Like Chicago, it's like there's never a week that goes by that there's no murders happening in Chicago. It's always like it's like wow, that's the what's not there's nothing new. It's fucking sad, but that's what it is. It's nothing new. But why? Because the structure, the home lacking structure, the home is lacking that father because that father is missing. He's missing within himself as well. You get what I'm saying? I understand that completely clearly because I remember when I was young, when I started becoming a father, just getting out the fucking hood and just going straight to be a father and a husband. What the fuck was I doing? What was I thinking? But I did it because I thought it was the right thing to do because I didn't want to go ahead and 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 continue a fucking cycle. But I remember I started to tell myself, man, this shit's hard. I remember back in the day, man, back in the hood, that was fucking easy. That was easy. It was easy to do. Put it like this: it was easy to be a fuck up. It's harder to be right. Don't get me wrong, I'm fucking up. That's how I learned. I couldn't learn if it wasn't no fuck ups. I could have learned if I didn't make mistakes. I learned from those mistakes. And every time I go back to the fact when I talk about how I used to be out there in the hood, I learned a lot from being out there. I'm grateful that I was able to walk away the way I did. And you know, I didn't come out of there in one piece. You get what I'm saying? But I'm grateful that I was able to walk away as I did. You get what I'm saying? I understand that what I was on, what I was about. I was that spiritual warrior handling with that energy, dealing with that energy. You get what I'm saying? But it took me a long time to realize exactly what the fuck I was doing out there. Until I started to find out more about myself and understand these energies, what these energies were, and what these energies I was dealing with. That's when I started having more meaning. So this is why we have what we have when there's no meaning and separation. You get what I'm saying? Just like I said, what does the moon do to people? They make them wild out. So does the sun. Excuse me, I got a lot of hiccups. So the sun does the same shit. You get what I'm saying? But again, what is it? What does the sun do? What does the sun do when you start connecting with the sun? What does he do? He nourishes you. He feeds you. He gives you opportunity. He gives you imagination also because when you're feeding and you're looking out to that sun, it's doing something to you up here. Remember what did that scripture say? Face to face with God, right? Going face to face with God. They want to tell you that you can't look at the sun because the sun could blind you. You get what I'm saying? Why you think they used to tell you that? Because they know the power of that sun. Why you think they also want to cover the sun? You get what I'm saying? Remember, the sun is also letting out ultra rays. That's radiation. You get what I'm saying? Those rays are also hitting you. You know? What is it doing? Remember how it said many times how you're carbon based. What does carbon need to burn? It needs fire. You see how it's important how we need fire and water? We're going into cancer season. What does the cancer do? It keeps you balanced. Keeps you balanced. Like me, I'm very fiery. Water calms me. It's no coincidence that my beloved, she's a cancer. You know, it's crazy because I like my mother, she's a cancer. My sister, she's a cancer. You know, it's like I've been around this water feminine energy for as long as I can remember. When you start to also understanding your natal chart, you start to understand more of these signs of what you are. All that matters. Yes, they teach you, especially if you have coming from a religious background like I do, growing up as a Catholic. And as I got older, I walked away from that shit right away because I felt it wasn't for me. I knew something was wrong with that shit. But I was baptized, I had my first communion and shit like that. I used to go to a Catholic school. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that there was something wrong with that fucking religion. I let it be. You know what I'm saying? I didn't keep dabbling with that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I used to still walk around with rosaries. I remember I used to love to walk around with my rosary, especially when I used to be out in the hood, man. I walk around with my rosaries and shit, you know? But I didn't dabble with Bibles like I didn't continue going to church. I always felt I had a connection regardless. You get what I'm saying? And I believed in a higher power and a higher source. And so I started to realize that my belief started becoming more into knowing, especially when I start to know thyself. It's very important when you know yourself. This is why it's important to study your natal chart, because these energies that come around here, around the earth, are integrated into you, even if you're not aware of it or not. Why you think, like I say, why you think we have a lot of warrior children out there without the proper guidance to teach them how to handle their energy? Again, nothing that's happening is never a coincidence. Everything's built by design. You get what I'm saying? Everything is. You know, even when you go into union with someone that you're with, like for instance, like me, like I said, going back to me, it's no coincidence that my beloved is a cancer. Her energy calms me down. You know what I'm saying? Because what does fire do? Fire can burn you. I could be very fucking sad sabas. I could be very chaotic to myself if I'm not calm. You know what I mean? I'm very fiery. You get what I'm saying? So shit, I could be very self-destructive to myself if I'm not calming my little ass down. You get what I'm saying? If I'm not calming my little self down, I could be very destructive. Especially if I'm just, especially if I'm not like how I used to be before. Whenever I used to get angry or whenever I wanted to release some energy, I used to look for trouble and handle shit. That was a way of me dealing with that energy and letting it out. I can't do that no more. Get what I'm saying? I can't do that no more. But when I was younger, that's how I used to release my anger or release that energy without even knowing that's exactly what the fuck I was doing. But the spirit knew it. The spirit knows what it needs to do. Even if you don't know it physically, the spirit knows exactly what it's doing. You get what I'm saying? Spirit knows what they're doing. Especially when they put people in union. You know what I mean? Nothing's by coincidence. So like again, going back to the sun. What is the sun? The sun is the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It feeds your spirit. You get what I'm saying? But it could also be very destructive because everything has a polarity. Just like you do. You have a plurality of yourself and a duality. It's the balance. Like the outside duality of myself is my beloved. Her balance. Her water. What does water do? Water heals you. Water can refreshes you. Water is necessary for anything to grow. You get what I'm saying? The sun throws its rays on the surface for plants to grow, but plants need water. Without water, those plants stay thirsty. And what happens when they stay thirsty? They die. Just like I said, if you're out in the desert and you're not hydrated and you're dehydrated, what's gonna happen to you out in the desert? You can die. You get what I'm saying? So we're going back to, like I said, broken homes is a recipe for disaster. It's very necessary for for the child to have both parents. It's very necessary for the child to have, especially their father figure present, or someone he can look up to or she can look up to. You get what I'm saying? Because put it like this, it doesn't matter if it's a daughter or a son, we're dealing with energies as well. Remember, you have two different energies within yourself. You have a feminine and a masculine energy. That's the binary. You get what I'm saying? That's the binary, right? So I mean, think about this too. Like we're going the 24th of June. It's gonna be a strawberry full blue moon. I mean, a strawberry full moon. That right there is all about healing. That right there is all about water. That right there is also dealing with because it's in Capricorn. The moon is gonna be in Capricorn. What is a Capricorn? It's dealing with your lower self, your roots, the foundation, the root chakra. You get what I'm saying? And that energy also is represented by what? The Saturn, Satan energy. You get what I'm saying? So you're dealing with the moon, the strawberry full moon. It's all about shadow work, putting in the work, dealing with the root of the problems, dealing with the stuff that you suppress. How many of us suppress our problems? How many of us put shit in the back burner? How many of us are not integrating? When there's no integration, there's what? Separation. And when there's separation, there's disconnection. You get what I'm saying? You know, like I said, a father plants a seed, but he can't never grow the seed. You get what I'm saying by himself. You get what I mean? What does the mother do? She houses that seed for 9 months. Within the 9 months, then the seed is born. It's born right out the womb, right? That's how it works. That's creation. The same thing with outside. You have mother and you have father. Remember, we are made in the image and likeness as the creators. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important these energies. You think it was a coincidence that we just got off a solar eclipse that was entering a full moon? And you think it's a coincidence that we're going into a we just had another a lunar we just had a lunar eclipse not that long ago too? Nothing's ever a coincidence. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, how we have a lot of high energy entities, we have low entities as well. Going back to I always like going back to this movie, The Matrix. What did the agent Smiths do? When they wanted to jump into a vessel, they would just jump into that vessel to what? To transform. You get what I'm saying? That's what happens now. The same thing. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there reckless, especially when it's summer. That's the priority of summer. But when you're navigating where you're all about growth and connection and integration and harvest, you're moving differently, especially when you understand what that sun is. You know what I'm saying? especially understanding more what it is to be a father. You get what I'm saying? Again, it's not supposed to be easy. Hell, even to me being at the level I'm at in this journey, I still find it very hard to deal with my 5-year-old. He's very fucking chaotic because the energy he has inside him. You get what I'm saying? The energies he has inside him. But he's also the air sign. He's connected to the heart space. You get what I'm saying? Connected to mother, you know? The inner child is also connected to the heart space, you know? So he has, just like we are children too, the duality. You know what I'm saying? Said it's like summer solstice is very important to understand what that is. You know, I talked about that not that long ago. Broke it down in format what the sun is, even in Torah. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like I said, just going back to the simple fact how you know how fathers need to find themselves again, and a lot of times, you know what it is. A lot of times that men we are broken, we are damaged. Hell, I was a wounded warrior for a very long time. I didn't know what it was to heal. I didn't know what it was to let go of shit. You know, I was fucking heavy in the heart. You get what I'm saying? You know, and I'm glad that the fact that I was able to step into my spirituality and step into that instance of who I really am, I started finding more understanding of who I am. Why? Because I started learning more of knowing thyself. And that's where a lot of men are lost too, because a lot of men are broken. A lot of men ain't healed. It's very necessary, but especially put it like this: why do you think they have so much separation with the programming? How you have even like the trashy Cardi B with her music, and Megan Styling with her trashy ass and that fucking music. What does it do to the feminine energy? What does that music do to the feminine energy? It causes a lot of separation with that energy. As it is, that energy has been so fucking degraded, debunked for so long. Not debunked, but degraded by that religion, that a lot of people didn't know what it was to have that connection to mother. La mera mera. You get what I'm saying? So when you have all this fucking programming and all this separation, especially with these musicians and shit like that, why? Because it's doing something to the fucking psyche. It's doing something to the energy. What is psyche? Psyche is conscious. It's also an energy. So when you have women acting how they're acting, then you got young girls. You know, these young children are our future. These young ladies is somebody's queen in the near future. These are the little goddesses that are walking the earth. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know who they are because of the separation. You get all these fucking, and then you got these fucking rappers too, talking about how to degrade women. Why? Because it's just putting more fucking anger and more disconnection to the male. Especially he doesn't understand that he's a divine masculine. He doesn't understand that. He lacks that connection to himself. You get what I'm saying? He's lacking connection to himself. Why? Because the separation of everything else. You get what I'm saying? So think about that. If you have women that are being degraded by their own fucking feminine energy, and then you have the other side, how fucking you have yo, my brother, baby girl warrior. Hello? So now you have like all this separation, right? You have all these women that don't know who they truly are because they're following a fucking program. And then you got the males already hating themselves and not loving themselves and hurt by another female that they can never find fucking peace and heal from that to be able to come up from that and be like, you know what? I need a fucking I need to change the cycle. I need to heal so I can help my woman heal. Or that woman outside of you to heal. There's a lot of women that are broken as well. Are broken mentally, physically, and spiritually because of the programming. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about. It's like we have to really understand exactly what is happening and start getting a grasp of this shit because if we don't get grasp of this shit now, the future is in trouble. The future is very much in trouble. You get what I'm saying? So it's important, very important, to start knowing thyself. I can't stretch that enough. When you start knowing thyself, you start becoming more of yourself. You know what I'm saying? We're very powerful beings. We've been taught to believe that we're not. We've been taught to sit in front of a TV and look at fucking superheroes play out a role that you are. The programming. It's not only that, like I said, think about how much separation we have within the psyche of the feminine and the masculine. When neither one of them know that the divine masculine or divine feminine, what happens? You got women running around acting like men, and then you got men acting around running around acting like women. More separation. When all goes back to the simple fact that you as a woman have that divine masculine inside you as well. And you as a man have the divine feminine inside you as well. You see, when I'm more connected to my heart space, I'm more passionate. I fill my heart more with compassion. I know what it's like not to have compassion for someone. You get what I'm saying? I know what's that I know what that's like. I know what it is like to fucking to be out like when I was younger, to be out there in the hood and carry a pistol in my hand and pull a trigger on somebody and fucking not fucking and that gun not firing or nothing happening and still having no compassion at all for that person. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to have somebody's life in my hands. You get what I mean? I know what that's like. I know what that feels like to not have any fucking compassion, be full of rage and anger, and just pissed off at the world. I know what that's like. I know what that feels like. I'm glad as an adult that I understand how to channel these energies more and more. But for someone that doesn't know, that's the battle. And that's why there's a lot of people out there battling with themselves and having battles all the time because of that rage and the separation. Like I said, when you have programming outside coming from these false celebrities and these false idols, what is it doing to you consciously? and spiritually, and then to you physically. You have a lot of women just playing fucking mayonnaise with their fucking legs, man. A fucking spread, and you got men just putting it in anywhere just to do it. No love no more. Where love is necessary. Love is one of the highest vibrations on this planet. You know what I'm saying? We got people doing things without love, man. Where's the love at? Love is also evolved. You see the connection? Love is evolved. Why do you think they have a lot of fucking programming, even fear? What does fear do? It lowers your vibration. People act out because they're afraid many times as well. Or they drink and do drugs because they're running from problems. They're running from something instead of facing them. Going back to this full moon, the strawberry full moon. What is that energy gonna do? It's gonna help you face yourself to deal with the problems at roots, utilizing that Cancer and Capricorn energy, where the Cancer and Capricorn energy is merging the element of earth and the element of water. Everything is necessary. You get what I'm saying? When you're able to connect with yourself, you're able to do so much where you can navigate so differently. You get what I'm saying? It's important, by all means, important to understand what is happening right now. We have so many different energies flowing around. We have fucking portals open. We got gateways. We still got the energy from the solar eclipse that just passed not that long ago. We still in that energy. What is that energy doing? Especially for you that are already activated. Especially for you that are already in alignment. The energy's doing so much for you. It could even be draining at times. Shit, earlier I was in a slump. You know what I'm saying? I was very drained earlier. Like fuck, man. I was like, man, I gotta get out of this slump. I gotta get out of. I gotta get myself going because shit, I'm just here laying down. Like what the fuck? I feel really fucking lazy earlier, like drained. I was like, man, I need to drink water. I need to go ahead and do this. I need to get myself. I need to get my fire going. You get what I'm saying? What is the fucking fire energy? That's action. You get what I'm saying? So what is the earth energy? The earth energy is grounding, right? It's about grounding. What is the water? Healing. You think it's a coincidence that tomorrow is the summer solstice, Father's Day, and the beginning of Cancer? Ain't no coincidence at all. You get what I'm saying? It's never a coincidence. And all this happening on the Sunday. You get what I'm saying? What is Sunday? Sol. You get what I'm saying? The sun. You know, no coincidence, none of that. You know, yeah. So I've been up on here for a while. Let's hit that like button up, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Let's change the algorithm of this programming. Shit. I'm glad that the channel's been growing. You know, um, I would like to see more because the more you get of subscribers, the messages is spreading. We need to spread these messages like wildfire. You get what I'm saying? It's like stuff like this needs to be seen more. Stuff like this needs to be shared. You know what I mean? Especially if it's coming. Put it like this: when you start to know yourself more, you start speaking more from your truth. The truth will always set you free. You get what I'm saying? And I don't speak from something that I'm lacking in. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly the kind of life I lived. Like I said, back in the day, I really didn't have a lot of compassion. I was very rebellious. Shit, I'm rebellious now, but at a different level of rebellion. You get what I'm saying? I'm a disruptor to that matrix system. I'm a disruptor to the false religion and all that other shit. I'm here to disrupt that shit. Back in the day, I was just a disruptive. I was just disrupted to me, basically. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time to really find my peace and how to heal. Like I said, I was a window warrior for a very long time. You get what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I was able to heal from my wounds. Even be able to even to connect with my feminine self, my feminine side of me, to love that side of me more. You get what I'm saying? Before it's like, I look at women differently now than how I used to look at women then. You get what I'm saying? I see them differently now. I look at a relationship differently now. I look at a relationship like, just to be in just to be in a partnership with someone. It wasn't just about being in a partnership with someone. It was about growing. Now I understand that. Now I'm finally with someone that I can really say that I can have that where we grow together. We're learning together. We're healing together because we're still healing. We're never gonna stop healing. There's never an ending to healing, but there's always the beginning. Healing takes place when you start realizing there needs to be healing. Like I said too, like before, like I said earlier, like how there's a lot of men fucking broken, man. A lot of fucking fathers are broken that haven't healed because they were also fatherless and they were hurt too by that feminine energy. So they can't stand the feminine energy. That's why they treat the females like shit. But then you have females treating men like shit. Why? Because of the programming. You know what I'm saying? What is a relationship? It's you being in a relation and you on that ship together. You think there's a coincidence you see partnership and relationship with the word ship? What is a ship? It's taking voyage. It's going on seas. It's an experience. What does that sun do? It takes you on a journey. It gives you an experience. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about understanding everything for what it is. We find ourselves so disconnected many times. And I get it. I was there too. I was very disconnected from myself. I'm glad that I found that connection. Because with that connection, what does it mean to be any connection? You're connected. You get what I'm saying? You're being connected. When you're connected, that means you're online. You're activated. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I still don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, to be honest. You know, um, but just to feel these energies. Like I said, you understand these energies differently. You're able to soak in these energies. Put it like this: regardless, the energies are going into people regardless if they know it or not. It's how you're dealing with these energies. Like I said, how many people are out there fucking being reckless? You get what I'm saying? But why? Why are people out there reckless? Because they don't know how to deal with these energies. Remember, I was within, so without, I was above, so below. So whatever is happening up there is coming into you. And you have to know that. It's the understanding or understanding of that. You know, everything comes from where? From awareness. Look at the shirt. The shirt is the Ashton calendar. This is considered the soul calendar. You get what I'm saying? This is the soul calendar, right? Who who is this? Who's the god of the sun? Ra, and the methodology of the Aztec Mayan or the Aztec and the Mayans is the Tutuli, right? You get what I'm saying? He represented that sun, you know. So it's all about understanding these energies. It's all about understanding your background as well, your connection to your ancestors. Your ancestors are within you. They're in your blood. Like, why do you think I said how we have so many children out, so many kids out there running these streets, and a lot of them don't know how to deal with these energies that they have inside them, so they're reckless. You get what I'm saying? Understanding the energies is more of understanding you. You know what I mean? So, yep. I can't wait for the 24th to be able to tap in to that strawberry full moon, get some work in. You know, very important to get the work in. You have to take care of your vessel. You have to take care of your spirit. You get what I'm saying? Very important to do that. Do the inner work. Like I said, man, there's a lot of us that are not healed, man. There's a lot of us that are broken. It's like even if you're broken, doesn't mean you can't ever be put together. You know what I mean? But how does that happen? It's all about awareness, man. It's all about awareness. It's all about understanding that. You gotta shine that light on that. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that are coming up to the forefront that are happening in the darkness, and they're coming. Like I said, nothing that's done in the dark is never gonna. Everything that's done in the dark is coming to the light. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that are happening in the forefront that we're not aware of, but it's all coming to the forefront. You just gotta see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't even see that. We're so blinded. When you're blinded, what happens? You're being blindsided. When you're blinded, you're being blindsided. You get what I'm saying? So think about that, man. Like, for instance, too, like, we're at a time where, man, that you don't even have to be working a 9 to 5 anymore. Get involved with your own endeavors. Create something. Be a creator. Be a co-creator. We're at a time where we could make money off cryptocurrency. Put it like this: when you got your money in the bank, are you making money off your money in the bank? No, your bank is making money off you. Every time they're messing with the foreign exchange, the forex, they're making money off your money. You know what I'm saying? You're not making money off your account, but if you put your money into crypto, those are wallets that you're able to make money off those wallets. You get what I'm saying? We're in a time where we're going into more the digital time. Remember, what is the sun? It's all about voyage. It's all about fucking creating. What is summer? Summer is all about tapping into your creativity as well. And the good thing that we're entering tomorrow the cancer season. Because what is cancer? Cancer governors that sacroplexus. The sacroplexus deals all with thought, manifestation, inner creativity, and the sexual drive. You get what I'm saying? That's what that sacroplexus is. You know what I mean? And no coincidence that Cancer season is right in summer. Gemini season was more in spring, not summer. But Gemini season was very necessary for going into Cancer. You know what I'm saying? So this is a time where we're able to create, interact with people that can help you grow, that you can start building with. You know, in a time where we start integrating with things of digital as well. Because the digital currency is all about transformation. It's all about transformation. Cryptocurrency is all about transformation. You realize that you have the word crypt in crypto? What is crypt? Crypt also means something hidden, I believe. Let's look into that. What is crypt? Shit. Yeah. So, crypt is an underground room or vault beneath a church used as a chapel or a burial place. It also means hidden. Okay. So, crypto is all about transformation. It's all about it's all about growing as well. Because what are you doing with your crypto? What are you doing when you start investing in cryptocurrency? It's an investment. You get what I'm saying? It's an investment. It's giving you a chance for you to really put your money into something and for it to grow. What is a summer? You know what I'm saying? If anything, we're gonna be seeing more crypto go up, hitting that green market because people are gonna be navigating. They're gonna be they're gonna be tapping into that energy. Cryptocurrency is an energy. It's a digital energy. It's a currency. Remember, you are also currency, especially when you're using your thoughts. You're using your thought process and you're using the the mind's eye of manifestation because thought is manifestation. It's going where into your pineal gland, receiving information from where? From the Father. You get what I'm saying? Tap into that. Allow him to show you how to navigate this summer. You get what I'm saying? Start tapping in. This is the time where we're growing. We're in a time where you could sell your own fucking art on what is it? NTF, NFTs, right? NFTs. You do that. You know what I'm saying? You sell your pictures. You know, make all kinds of crazy money on this fucking internet. The internet is based off your energy. You have an interconnect. You're the internet. You're the internet. You just need your inner link. You get what I'm saying? There's a money to be made and this fucking digital time and this time of technology. There's money to be made. You know what I'm saying? There's so much stuff that's happening in this digital world right now that there's people making money that are not even working a 9 to 5 anymore. They're working on themselves. They're working on their goals. Again, what is the sun about too? It's about goals. Putting your goals in motion. You get what I'm saying? Putting those goals out in motion. What is motion? Motion is like being in the ocean. You get what I'm saying? We're going into what cancer season? That's the water. We're in the age of Aquarius. That's air. You get what I'm saying? That's the air flowing like the feather and the water being navigated by that air. And then what is the fire? What is the sun? Fire. Remember, you're alchemist. You're alchemy. You're earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. You get what I'm saying? Cryptocurrency has a spirit attached to it. Everything has spirit attached to it. It's an energy. You get what I'm saying? There's no need. We're in a time where there should be a reason why people are still working a 9 to 5. You get what I'm saying? Where you could be at home working for yourself. You get what I'm saying? Creating leverage, creating assets, not having liabilities. A lot of people are a liability to themselves. You get what I'm saying? But why? Again, separation. You know what I'm saying? Separation and not having any knowledge. Look into the NFTs. Look into more into the cryptocurrency. Like I said, this is the time that we should start investing. Being poor is just a mindset, man. That's a mindset. That's all that is. The reason why we have poor people because people want to stay poor. You get what I'm saying? You have to love yourself more. What is love? Evolve. You get what I'm saying? It's important to evolve. It's important to understand that. Navigate. You gotta navigate. Without any real navigation, you're like in the fucking ocean, lost. You know what I'm saying? If you have all this separation with yourself, you're lost. You know what I mean? And the problem, that's the problem too. Why we have so much fucked up shit? Because there's a lot of people lost, broken, that haven't healed, that understand, don't even want to bring any awareness to any of that problem that they have. They don't want to tackle down the problems. We're having energies that are coming amongst us that are helping us to deal with these fucking problems. What I said last time that we're in a time of the Kali Yuga. What is the Kali Yuga? She's waking us out of that ignorance. That type of energy of Kali is amongst us. She's helping us break through that ignorance. See, ignorance is a choice. It's a choice to remain ignorant. What does that Bible say? My people will perish because of lack of knowledge. People are perishing because of lack of knowledge. Falling for that hype of that fucking vaccine, falling for the hype of that COVID. That COVID, you get what I'm saying? It was built for a purpose. You know what I mean? Why you think now that the cities are starting to open up? There's a reason why cities are starting to open up too. You know, which is good. We shouldn't be fucking tied down and be limited in our movements. We are free. We are free. But people really are not understanding that. They don't understand that when you get free dumb, people have a dome over their head. They have a square over their head instead of having a pyramid. What is a pyramid? It's awareness. It's you going up that pyramid, okay, of awareness. Our ancestors built pyramids. It was for a purpose. Look at this shirt right here. Look at it. Can't see it, but there's a pyramid right here. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your ancestors. Pyramid is all about consciousness. You're part of those pyramids. It's a conscious. It's an energy. You get what I'm saying? Understand those energies. Understand that you're a conscious. You know, everything has a conscious. Many times, even the conscious is not aware of itself. This is where we gotta go up these levels. And every level you go up to, you're dealing with a different level of yourself. You know, but all that is necessary. That's what that strawberry full moon's all about. Dealing with your inner demons, dealing with your shadow self, healing, getting calm with that water. Fill yourself with peace and inner love. When you have inner love inside of you, you're able to love more outside of you. There's no real love outside of you if there's no real love within you. And it took me a long time to realize that shit. That I was in love, but was I really in love? Did I fully concept the whole meaning of love? Not on the level I do now. I understand what love is now and a different concept and a different meaning. I didn't know that then. You know what I'm saying? But why? You see, I'm comfortable to talk about stuff like that because I know what it is that I know what it was and what it is. I needed to go through all that shit for the experience, for the journey. It was important to understand what it was to heal. A lot of men don't talk about how what it is to heal. And for the men that out there that are healing, I guess a clap. You know what I'm saying? You know, because it's hard to do that. We're not taught to understand that we have us men we have a feminine energy inside of us. You get what I'm saying? When you understand that and you connect with that part of you, like I said, you never get differently. But not a lot of men, not a lot of men can do that and understand that. They're stuck on that machismo. They're all full of macho, the macho man syndrome. Just like we have people running around with that Jesus Christ syndrome, which is the white man's virus. You get what I'm saying? People running around with the macho man syndrome. You get what I'm saying? It's we gotta find that balance. Everything's about balance. You know, the Gemini going into the Gemini season, it was teaching us balance, preparing us for the Cancer. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been out here for a while. I'm glad that I got some response over here. Baby girl warrior, I think I know who you are. I don't know if you're still watching. If you are, say what's up again. So yeah, I want to say shout out to all the fathers out there that are doing their thing, being a father. I salute you, applaud you. To all the grandfathers that are out there doing, being a grandfather, salute you as well. Stepping up. Like I said, yeah, being a father is not an easy thing. Being a mother is not an easy thing. We're not born with fucking menus. You know what I'm saying? We gotta remember too that we are our greatest teacher, and we also have connections. It's not outside of you all the time. Although, even though it's nice to have that connection outside of you that can teach you. Remember, every best teacher you have is inner, the inner core. You know what I'm saying? The inner core. You know. So I'm gonna get off. You guys have enjoy the rest of your evening. I got some work to do really quick before it gets later. I love y'all. Peace, love, light, darkness always. Till next time.